Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, the 28th, or my Friday, depending on how I look at it. The reason why I say it's my Friday is because the fact that I have Friday and Saturday off of work this week, but then I go back in on Sunday. I work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Then I have a whole week off. Um, I had put in a request for the 5th to the 9th off so we can go to Ohio, but she decided to give me um, extra time off, which the downside of that is I'm only working in a 2 week period 36 or so hours, which is not going to be good on my paycheck. Excuse me, my eyes started itching. It will be good because of the fact I'll have that extra time off. I'll have the time to go visit family. I'll have 2 days before we leave to go visit family to get projects done around here. And then when we get back, I'll have two 2 3 days to basically do whatever, um, recoup from the travel, projects around the house, let them know that I'm available to come in, that kind of thing. Um, that in a factor, Monday I'm only working 5 hours. I'm only working 2 to 7 because they have somebody who's going to close Monday night, which is kind of like, okay, that means from 2 to 7 I can take care of customers or finish up on the truck. Um, yeah, the truck order, things like that. Excuse me. Um, but otherwise, it's going to be it's going to be good because um, Ann and I had talked last night or yesterday about um, her creating basically. I don't want to call it a honeydew list like it's just for me to do with, but a list of stuff that she wants to get done or we had talked about getting done. One of the things we had talked about is this room. Trying to rearrange, reorganize this room so I feel a little less claustrophobic, feel a little bit more at ease in this room, that it's more my space. Um, so we have talked and we are agreeing on certain things. One of the things that we're having problems with is we have a Wi-Fi router, a router booster, a Wi-Fi booster for our home. We have one particular unit that we had gotten to boost the signal from mom, but this particular unit was not working properly. It kept on wanting to basically conk out. So we switched to one that was in this room for our side of the house. And yeah, last night the router booster was not wanting to work properly, so I basically pulled it out of the wall because I don't trust it. If it wants to keep on, booting us off the Wi-Fi signal, and then when we're able to get back on the Wi-Fi signal, it wants to ask us for the password. That right there is a red flag to me because that means something's amiss. So, excuse me. That's one of the things going around the house now, and I'm looking at the fact that I got extra time off of work as a godsend because that means I have some extra time around the house before going away to Ohio to do some of this honeydew list because I've gotten so used to having 3 days off, which means I have like 2 days to do work around here, the house, and a day to rest. Well, this week I'm not going to have that, which is fine. I will do whatever I can to basically do what I work on that honeydew list. In fact, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go look at it. Um, I got up this morning and was hoping for deliveries. I didn't get the deliveries; they're still in the wind. Um, But Jenny Ann got a delivery that was actually for me. She had ordered a Assassin's Creed necklace in black, even though I have one in red. And then yesterday, she got a package, or after I went to work, she got a package. And sorry, I'm hearing noises again. And I was surprised because I don't know how she discovered it, but we had been looking at um, items that were on they are on Amazon.com, and Sarah Jane has a channel, and I'm sorry if I can't remember everybody's channel, so I apologize, Sarah. But Sarah Jane, who found out that I like wolves and I'm into the Renaissance type stuff and the Viking era type stuff, she started sending us, sending Jerry messages with images that she found on Amazon.com of different items with wolves on it, and they were like goblets and chalices and whatnot. But what we had seen before Sarah Jane started doing this, as like, hey, look, Jim might like this type thing. We saw a pewter and stainless steel white wolf, or not white wolf, gray wolf mug. Now, it's a very nice mug. As you can tell, it's hand painted. I mean, when I'm looking at this is not something that's just done by a machine. Oh, I'm sorry, done by a machine. This is like hand painted, hand decorated. You see the details in the scroll work on the handle alone, and then in the background you can see the actual mug. But this is not something that you can throw in a dishwasher. This is something that you hand wash, or if you're like me, you're not even going to wash it. You're not even going to use it for beverages. You're going to use it as a decor piece, or see if this works. And it's a little loosey goosey, but I can set a can in there. This is something I would not use on a regular basis. It's something I would probably just like leave on display, or don't think I'll ever be able to do it, but it would be something that I would use as like a showpiece. If I ever went to like a Renaissance fair and had a strap on my hip that I can basically hang this off of, I would do something like that. But yeah, this is something that I'm happy about. I'm really like. I know Jerry Ann wanted to purchase something like that for me. I'm sorry, I'm not tired. Actually, I got plenty of rest last night. I feel very rested. It's just because of all the breathing issues, because of the allergies and bronchitis and all that. Um, I'm having issues. I can feel my allergies starting up because I need my morning nose spray and medication. Um, I'm behind on posting videos, so yesterday's video is probably going to get posted here in a little bit, and then today's video, I'll either post it tonight after work, which means it probably won't pop up until like 12 p.m. or 11 p.m. at night, 12 a.m., somewhere around there. Unless I just decide to do them back to back, which with me, never can tell. Jan was in here earlier before I started the video to hand me the Assassin's Creed medallion, and she looked around in here and she was like, we need to really come in here and do some work on her because it's starting to look a little whodunit and ran because all the packages and whatnot that she's supposed to be sending out to family, but she wants to personally deliver these packages to friends and family. And I'm like, well, shuckers. Um, don't know. Um, Not saying that I don't want mom to come with us to Ohio because it is her nephew and grandniece um, that we're going to go see. The grandniece or my second cousin, my cousin's daughter, however you want to put it, is the one graduating from high school, and that's why we're going to Ohio to see them, have a little celebration, and then we had talked about going to Amish country. Excuse me. It took me a second to figure out what I was thinking. Um, Now, I don't know how the Amish are doing with this whole COVID thing because, unlike the rest of us, the Amish don't have regular TV. In fact, most of the time, they don't have any kind of in their homes. They don't have internet or TV or phones or anything like that. They have electricity and whatnot in their businesses and their areas where tourists come and places like that. But in their homes, no, not so much. I don't know much about the Amish people except for what I've heard and seen in various uh I guess you'd say documentaries. The Amish live a very humble, simple life. Um, Now, a lot of people will see the Amish or the people who look almost like Amish drive vehicles. Well, from what I understand from my aunt, who lived in Ohio all her life, the Amish, if they have a modern day vehicle, um, most of those people are not regular Amish. They're I'm trying to think of the name. Mennonites. Mennonites, from what I understand, are a semi modern day branch of the Amish. They will have vehicles, they will have cell phones, they will have minimum electronics and whatnot in their homes, but they don't. They still live a semi simple life, I guess you'd say. They're a little bit more informed, a little bit more modernized, but they're not as entrenched in the modern day technology like we are. So, I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard different stories about both branches. So, but I will say that I like the Amish lifestyle because if they have any kind of modernization to their homes, it's just basic electricity for lighting. But from what I understand, most of them will not have any kind of digital or modern day technology, including like electricity in their homes. They live the old way. They use fireplaces and whatnot to warm their homes. They use potbelly stoves instead of modern day stoves. They use cast iron, cast iron um, cookware and whatnot. I've I've gone to Amish country many a times over the last 30, yeah, about 30 years. Every time we go to visit Ohio, we always go to Amish country, and I always come out of Amish country with bricks of cheese and sausage and things, food products basically. In fact, It was Amish country. There's a little cafe called Mrs. Yoder's Cafe. It was, I don't know how long ago it was, but the first time we went there, I got a nice meatloaf. Basically, they've got some good meatloaf, and then the open salad bar. Now, in the open salad bar, they had, I'm gonna call them pickled eggs, but they weren't pickled like kosher pickles. They were like um, beet or beet or mustard flavored beets, beet flavored or honey, not honey mustard, just regular mustard flavored hard boiled egg. And I wasn't really keen on beets at the time, so I shied away from the beet flavored. But I was like, mustard pickled eggs. Gotta try it. It just sounded interesting. I was hooked. So every time we go there, I've always come home with a jar of mustard pickled, yeah, mustard pickled eggs. It wasn't until, and that was before New York. It wasn't until I got to New York that I found that beets weren't that bad. In fact, my sister-in-law Janie got me hooked on. I'm gonna try to say this right because I always call them Harvard. They're Harvest beets, which basically they're sweet. They're like almost like a jelly type liquid they're in because they're sweetened with honey or something like that. I don't know what they're sweetened with, but I love them. And then I tried regular pickled beets and went, this ain't bad. I thought it was going to taste nasty because you know beets were one of the things that the Germans would give to the pigs, and I don't think Germans used beets for anything else but feeding the pigs. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. It's been years. Um, Jeez, I'm trying to think now. How old was I when I was in Germany? Wow, that was 40 years ago. 40 years ago, I was in Germany. We first arrived in Germany in 70. No, first arrived in Germany in 80, early 80. So I was about 8, 9 years. Yeah, it was before I turned 9 years old. 40 years ago. I can still remember most of it, not all of it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Amish country, even though it's only going to be a short. I don't know if we're all going to go because the way Jane talked about it was we'd go there, we'd get there Friday night, maybe stop in to say hi, have a bite to eat, and then go to our hotel, wake up Saturday morning, go do whatever we're doing. Saturday, Sunday, the original plan was Saturday and Sunday, we were spending time with the family, and then Monday on the way home, we would take a short trip through Amish country. Now, Saturday will be the 6th. That's when the get together and visitation and going out to eat, because they're having a small party at a restaurant or something like that. I don't remember where. Um, and then Sunday was I think Sunday was just visiting. So that in fact one of the things I want to do when we stop by my aunt and uncle's place. I want to check how the cabin's doing because the cabin had a proportion of the basement wall collapse inward because of the amount of rain that they've been having was causing pressure from dirt and whatnot on the outside wall, causing it to collapse inward. Cost them a pretty penny to fix it, but they're looking to move out which is kind of a shame because it was a nice little log cabin. It was considered a front chair cabin. It has or had, I don't know if it still does, a plaque by the front door marking it as a historical landmark. And I'm like, well, if it's considered historical, if it's under the protection of the guise of the Historical Society for Ohio, why can't the society reimburse my uncle for repairing the damage done by nature? I don't know if that's under the protective clause or what. I just know that here in Missouri, if you have a home or some piece of historical value building or something like that, and it falls under historical the historical society's guidelines or whatnot, you can't tear it down. You have to go through a whole bunch of hoops and whatnot to say, hey, this building or this chunk of whatever is causing a dangerous situation. Can I remove it and build over it, or what can I do? Type situation. Because I know of at least one or two farms that have an old barn on it that they can't use no more, but for some reason they can't. They're not tearing it down. So I don't know if it was at one point in time a working, living, usable barn that the historical society said that falls under our guidelines. That has to have a plaque, or it has to have a marker or something like that. And then over time, wear and tear, tornado, high winds, whatever, started causing it to fall apart. And the owner of the land was like, well, I don't need it. I've got a new one over here for my usage. Let it fall apart because the historical society says I can't touch it. I don't know. That was all guesswork, by the way. um, it's been an interesting couple days. Yesterday, oh, excuse me, my nose is itchy. I think I gotta trim it. This right here, I gotta trim that. Yesterday I came in to work, and of course it was Wednesday. Wednesday we usually get our hard liquor delivery, which I basically started to put away, and my supervisor was still in the store, so she basically pitched in to help put it away because we were starting to get customers. So, oh, ouch, excuse me, ankle itches. So we worked on that together, and then whatever we couldn't put out on the shelf, I had to find a hole or home, however you want to put it, for storage. So when it does start running low, we can just grab a couple bottles and throw it on the shelf. The last couple of days of work has been really good. They've been busy. Yeah, busy to say the least. But one of the good things that has happened recently is we're going back to our regular schedule, basically, except for one little detail, which I'm like, oh, that's great. I don't care. Um, we're getting our regular hours, or our regular schedule went up, but we're not. We're closing at 10 instead of going back to our normal 11 p.m. closing, which that's a corporate decision. That's not a individual store decision. That's a corporate thing, um, which is fine. The only downside that I see towards that is the fact that a lot of people are going to be, um, and they've already been doing it anyhow for the last week and a half, thinking that we're going to be open until 11, and people have been trying to rush in at like 10 till the hour, 10 till 10 basically. that and the fact of the flow of people, especially yesterday. I don't know what was going on yesterday. Wednesdays are usually fairly calm. I'm hoping that because yesterday was such a chaotic, everybody coming in all night long to the point where I struggled to get my store cleaned up so I can go home at a decent hour. Um, that's the only downfall right now. Um, with me getting my regular schedule back, which basically means instead of working Monday to Thursday, my regular schedule is usually um, sometimes Thursday, but it's usually like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Friday, yeah, 4 days, the Friday to Monday schedule. Actually, it used to be Thursday to Sunday, and I'd have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. So because I asked for the basically next weekend, not this coming weekend, but the first official weekend of June, which is basically 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. I wanted off so I can go to Ohio. Well, she gave me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. So she's got me working Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, off that whole week basically, and then working Friday, Saturday, and then having Sunday off. No, something like that. I have to go look at my paperwork. I'm sorry. Um, so I'm just kind of like, okay, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to be like, well, she's doing this to be vindictive because I only asked for 5, 6 days, 5 days off, basically, you know, for the week, so I can go to Ohio, visit my family, and come back to Missouri by Monday, have that Tuesday off, the 9th off to basically just recoup from the travel, and then, be back to work. But she did this, and I just kind of went, you know what, that's fine. I'll basically, I won't hold my breath, but I will basically say, hey, if you need me Wednesday, especially this, yeah, this coming Wednesday, Fine and Danny, give me a call. Thursday will be tentative because Thursday night will be the night that I want to basically pack, finish any kind of housework, make sure the house is decent, pack my clothes, get my van ready. So Friday morning, as soon as we get up, probably knowing Jerry will be as early as possible, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, so we can hit the road and be in Ohio by dinner time. Because it's about an 8 hour. It's about an 8 hour drive from here to where we're going. Eight. It's 12 hours to get from here to New York. So yeah, about an 8 hour drive. Um, with minimal stops. Um, I don't know if my aunt, who lives in St. Louis, is going with us or not. I gotta remind Jerry to call her and talk to her and find out what's going on. Because the communication between my aunt in Ohio and my mom, and then to us, has been a little sketchy. No, that's the wrong word. Um, Miscommunication, basically. But anyhow, it would be an interesting trip. Yeah. Again, I talked too long, and hopefully I didn't talk in circles. Um, it happens sometimes when my brain is trying to organize my thoughts. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the comment box. I noticed a couple comments coming through from my last video, so I gotta look at those and answer those. But anyhow, if if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put it in the comment box. If you're new to my... Oh, before I say that last part, for those of you who are going to ask or wanting to know, yes, I will try to take pictures and or video of our trip. I probably will not take video and probably will not take pictures in Amish country, but I will do what I can. So there will be pictures for Ohio. But anyhow, if you're new to my channel, give that bell a tap. It will let you know when I put in a new video. Until next time, God bless, be safe, have a good day. Bye.